Do it again. Our mics are muted for some reason. Do it again. Do it again.
Stand up, New York Giants fans. Got a little more excitement in my voice this week, Baddog, because we've got something to be excited about. We got Jaxson Dart inserted into the lineup for the New York Giants. We get to see his debut start about 30 minutes after a plane flies over the stadium and destroys the franchise. And I can't wait to see the debut of Jaxson Dart, and we'll see how he looks week one, going up against week 4, week 1 for him, going up against a very challenging opponent. Chargers coming in top, I think, 5 defense in terms of yards against. We know Harbaugh, if not the best coach in the league right now, among the best. So certainly be put to the test. But, I'm excited to see what the kid's got. He's certainly got a challenge for his first start.
So we bring in some juice. Sorry about the appearance. Like I got over the gym. I ate dinner. Then I just did a live stream of Fisk, and I went right from that to this. I've been a busy guy, even though the Giants suck. Like Chris mentioned, he goes, damn, you're busy, man. I am. I'm all over the place talking about this ass franchise. It's funny because I look at the intro, my intro that I run there, and you just see me like the happy. That was the day we clinched playoffs in 2022. That was what that little is from. I was so happy after we beat the Colts and went to the postseason for the first time in 6 years. And obviously we ended up winning a game. And it really looked like at that point we had our coach. It looked like Daniel Jones had turned a corner. It looked like we were ready to go and be a competitive football team. And that has not happened. It has gone the complete opposite direction. And it has been a very difficult team to cover for 3 years. It has been a very difficult team to root for 3 years. It's very difficult to watch for 3 years. But like you said, hopefully Jaxson Dart, who is Brian Daboll's handpicked guy, comes in here and does everything that this coach thinks he's capable of doing. And he's going to have a very tough test against the Chargers because that's not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. But it gives us something to root for at least. And all I can do is hope that he's, everything that he looked like in preseason, because he looked damn good in preseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can hope for. You have to hope that the offense looks a lot better. Hopefully they open up the playbook. We all have our doubts, rightfully so. This team has won 1 out of their last 15 games. It's the worst 15-game stretch in terms of records in the history of the NFL and the history of New York Giants football, I should say.
That's
I think I read that today. I don't think the Giants have ever had a 15-game stretch where they went 1-14. So that tells you all you need to know about Mr. Daboll and whether or not he's on the hot seat. It's flaming hot, and I think we all agree that's a big reason why Jaxson Dart's been inserted as early as he was. I don't think that was the initial plan going into the offseason, and I think Daboll feels the heat. I think Shane feels the heat, and they know that their jobs rely on this kid, and they hope that he comes out and he provides a spark for this team, and we'll see how he looks week number 4 against the Chargers. It's going to be interesting, if nothing else.
I wanted to say hello to a few people. We didn't do that. See my lady Janet's in the house. I see a blast from the past. Benjamin Wynn. I haven't seen Ben in forever. My rated R jokester. Good to see you, Ben. Hope you're doing well. Afghanistan's always here. Super Hans, Lizzie, King Zoe, Christopher Ewing, PA and SEMA. Ian's in the house. Kruger Man. JC, Donald. Who else we got? Our interns in the house. Yeep. Overly Focused, Fishbone, JC, Clutch Craziness, Ramaman, Bookend Tackles, Psy Guy, Bry, our guy L.A. Lou in the house. Richie, what's going on? Thank you all for being here. Appreciate David Cohen, Jay Rockaway, Seti Long. Seti been on YouTube forever, right? From my first one in 2008.
Seti's always in our streams, absolutely.
Yeah. Big Moo, Massey from Australia in the house. Our guy Larry J. Roldy. The legendary Roldy, Aaron Judge MVP, baby. But appreciate you guys and girls tuning in. And I say it all the time, and I can't say it enough. The support you show, Chris and I, during the games, during our live streams, during Giants Collective, it doesn't go unnoticed and is greatly appreciated because, like we said, this is a bad team. And we would not blame you if you checked out. I mean, we wouldn't blame you. It's been an awful team, but I'm looking forward to a new start. And hopefully Jaxson Dart is that fresh start without question. I think that, we talk about Brian Dable and Mike Kafka's play calling and if it's good or if it's bad, if it's lack of execution or it's just really, really bad play calling. Maybe because Russ doesn't use the middle of the field, it was limited, and really all he has at this juncture in his career is the moon ball, and he's just got a fastball. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a changeup, he doesn't have a curveball. He's just a fastball at this point in his career. Jaxson Dart obviously gives you a lot more. He's bigger, he's younger, he's got a better arm, he's more mobile, and he's probably more versatile than Russ is at this juncture. So there's no reason to believe, Chris, that Mike Kafka can't come up with some kind of creative game calling now. Maybe we see more creativity in the play calling with Jaxson Dart under center.
I hope so. I hope so. And the plus I'll say is Andrew Thomas is back. It's going to be the first game that he's a full go. Or at least I assume that. We weren't sure if he was going to be a full go last week, and he was on a pitch count. I think he only had 28 snaps. But one thing I'll say about Thomas, man, I was amazed at how good he looked for a guy that hadn't played football in a year. Yeah. You're talking about a guy that didn't play in preseason games. He didn't play in a regular season game in over a year. Didn't miss a beat. He was terrific his first game back, and I think it was 28 snaps for the New York Giants last week. So to have him be a full go, obviously I think that's going to help the offensive line. When he went out last week around halftime, that offensive line cratered. But when he was in, they were respectable against a good defense. So big to have him back for Jaxson Dart's first start, and I think that's going to go a long way towards making this offense look a lot better than they have over the first 3 weeks.
And the other thing is it should open up the running game. When we try, you don't worry about Russ in an RPO. You're gonna sit there and crash down on the running back because Russ ain't running away from you. Russ ain't running you over. Russ is gonna get 2 yards on that. Where Jaxson Dart might be able to get you 20 yards. On that thing. So you have to honor the RPO, which you've seen when we run that. Cam Scadaboo's had some just huge holes to run through. Scadaboo is your running back number one. There's been some good things about the Giants this year. I think that Abdul Carter has definitely he's got to learn to finish plays. Abdul Carter's biggest thing is he's just not finishing. He's getting there. He gets behind the line of scrimmage. We saw him make Creed Humphrey look like a rookie. He just destroyed Creed Humphrey in that one play where he got in the backfield and tackled Pacheco for a loss. That's there. Brian Burns has been fantastic. Kayvon Thibodeau has been fantastic this year. I think Cam Scadaboo has looked really good. Malik Neighbors is Malik Neighbors. Wan'Dale Robinson had a couple of really good games the first couple of games of the season. And again, I think with Jaxson Dart being able to throw over the middle, this should enable guys like Wan'Dale Robinson to be even more productive. I'm cautiously optimistic, man. I'm not expecting the world from Jaxson Dart. I'm not sitting here saying he's going to throw for 300. I don't think he's going to have a game like Daniel Jones did. Daniel Jones threw for over 300 yards and had 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns. I'm not expecting that. But if he just looks like a confident guy, like he's commanding the huddle and he looks like he belongs there, and we lose to a really good Chargers team, you can live with that because you want him to improve week in and week out. But this is definitely going to be a growing season. You're going to see me be patient. Don't worry about it. If they lose, I'm still going to be mad. I'm still going to rant the way I normally do. But I'm not going to hold Jaxson Dart too accountable this early in his career. I don't expect a lot of him. I still think the Giants have to do a lot of building around him. But I hope he gives us a reason to be hopeful for the future. I really hope this is the guy that is our quarterback for the next 15 years.
And we don't screw him up.
Right.
So, you want him to have it. You want to feel about, at least me personally, I want to feel about Jaxson Dart this year, maybe a little bit better, but kind of like we felt about Daniel Jones after his rookie year. I think that we all went into the second year of Daniel Jones being like, there's something to grow with, right? He had 24 touchdowns, and then things went to hell. But obviously, you hope he gets better after that. But yeah, you want to have something to build off of going into next year. And this week, I'm not going to go in with unrealistic expectations. I realize we're going up against a great defense. He's being thrown into the fire. Next week, I think if he does struggle this week, he'll likely bounce back against a really bad Saints team, and then he's got two Eagles games out of the next 3 weeks after
and
that.
a game in Denver.
Yeah, and the 49ers are no slouch on defense after
Well,
that.
I'll be there for that one, so at least I'll get to see Jaxson Dart play.
Yeah, so I'm excited though, nevertheless, right? First round quarterback, excited to see what the kid's got. He looked great in preseason. It's preseason. I'm not, as I told you, Bad Dog, on the Giants Collective channel, I've learned the more and more that I've talked about this team on YouTube the last 7 or 8 years, and this year really amplified it. Preseason means nothing. There's no reason to even turn on your TVs other than that you're desperate to watch football, but there's nothing that you could gain from watching a preseason game. I've learned that. The Giants scored 30 points a game in each one of those preseason games. The team has looked like crap the first 3 weeks. So regardless of what Dart looked in preseason, I'm not going to expect that to carry over week 4, his first start against the great Chargers defense. So I'm going to go in with reasonable expectations, but you want to see some good things out of the kid, and you want to see some of the good traits that we saw in preseason translate to the regular season games. That being pre-snap reads, feeling the pressure, being able to step up in the pocket, willing to take that hit. So he definitely showed some traits in preseason that are translatable to the regular season, and that's what I'll be looking for. Week number 4, his first start for the New York Giants. And hopefully we get a couple of touchdown passes to Malik Neighbors, who wasn't featured at all last week, which made no sense. The fact that Steve Spagnuolo was able to completely take him out of that game in the first half in particular, that cannot happen. Most talented wide receiver in the planet. Jaxson Dart needs to feature him early and often. He's got to be a big, big part of the game plan.
The Giants are so bad. By the way, guys, if you haven't done so, hit the thumbs up. It helps. We're almost at 100 likes, so let's get that. The Giants are so bad now that CBS preempts the Giants for the Bills. Like, I have Bill Saints here. I have to buy YouTube Sunday ticket so I can watch the Giants and CBS. That is how ridiculous this is.
I saw that. I saw you posted that on Twitter.
I have to buy it. I'm going to pay for a month because they play CBS this week. They play CBS next week, and they play against Denver on CBS. And I'm worried that if the Jets play at the same time, like I'm gonna hit the Jets.
Yeah.
So the next time at CBS is against San Fran, I'll be at the game, so I'm not gonna worry about that. But yeah, I gotta pay so I can do the game with you. The only thing is, you might have to pause your TV for like a minute.
I'm sure I'll have to. Yeah, I'm sure I'll have to.
Which is why I don't do it on YouTube. But I don't have YouTube TV because it's such a delay. But it's the only way I can watch the game. Yeah. So that's how much of a diehard I am that I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy Sunday ticket for my own local team. That's all right, because Buffalo's 5.5 hours away from me. It's all the way across the state. New York City's way closer.
At the same time, most people in your area would probably rather watch Buffalo than the Giants.
There's no Giants fans in upstate New York, man. Ain't no Bulls fans up here. Ain't no Jets fans up here. This is Giants country where I am. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's mad about that.
Yeah.
There was one thing in a preseason. But come on, man. That's crap. It's crap. Let's get to some of these super chats. I really appreciate it. You guys are paying for my Sunday ticket. So thank you. I appreciate that very much. Our intern. Oh, look, it's my 2 favorite content. One of them content guys.
That's a reference to what, Bob Papa? Is that what that is?
Yeah. I'll have a video on that tomorrow.
I mean, it wasn't great what he said. I still love Bob Papa, though. I'm not going to kill Bob Papa.
I'm not going to kill Bob Papa. It's just the beat writers in general, and they're one of them content guys. I just got some things to say about it. So, I've had some of them beat writers block me for no reason. So a little soft, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. So. It is what it is, but that's one of my favorite. I'm just one of them content guys. It's my favorite thing to call myself now. I've been called worse. And terrorizing. Thank you. We got 2 interns back to back. We got Chris and Baddog's intern. We got the intern terrorizing. So we have 2 interns. They can be a member for almost 3 years. He says, "Let's go. It's Action Jaxson time."
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, this is why I'm getting. There's no way I'm not watching Jaxson Dart's first game. Not happening. I'm not going to listen to it on the radio. Not that I don't want to listen to one of them radio guys. I don't want to listen to one of them radio guys. I gotta. David, thank you, man. He says, "Sup, my guys. Dart era to begin. Sorry about the Mets, Chris. Bad Dog, let's go Yankees. Let's go. Let's go Giants, fellas. Love you guys. Keep up the great work."
Yeah, David, I mean, it is what it is. Mets, I mean, it looks like they may get lucky tonight. We'll see if the Reds lose. But, I mean, It's the Mets. I've expected them to collapse for about 3 weeks now, the way that things have been going, and that's just typical Mets. So hopefully next year they bounce back. But this team just feels like they're missing something this year. Since the first 50 games of the year, the Mets have been probably one of the 3 or 4 worst teams in baseball because they had the best record in baseball. About 50 games into the season, they've been a disaster since.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The Mets will Met, the Jets will Jet. It's just they may seem to make all the right moves and it never works out for them. I always say, as a Giants fan, thank God for the Yankees. You know, at least they're in the playoffs every year. And this team's
you might have the number 1 seed in the American.
Yeah, hopefully we can get past Toronto. We don't have the tiebreaker, so we have to finish ahead of them. So they're doing their job tonight. God, Aaron Judge I should have bought more. I have 2 Aaron Judge PSA 10 rookies. I should have bought more. I knew I should have bought more. They've like tripled in price. I'm like, I'm not paying $300 for one of them now, but he's so good. He's so good. Our guy Massey from down under. We always go to a lot of people from down under. I always appreciate my mates from down under. Thank you, Massey. Says, finally caught alive. Great collab with Online Big Blue. Both your channels, good therapy. Yeah, this is one thing I definitely wanted to do this year because I got away from it last year. I definitely wanted to work with more content creators for the Giants this year. So I've already done, like I have the Giants Collective where I work with Chris, and I work with Chris all the time. I mean, we've been working together for 8 years. Obviously, we added Adrian to the mix and Anthony. But I work with Fisk tonight. I work with Kyle Pizzle before the year started. I work with Tim from Online Big Blue last week. I'd like other guys to work with other guys as well. It's hard to find time, but I wanted to do more of that stuff this year. So, because I just like hearing different people's opinions on stuff. And, I mean, one thing we all agree on, we all want the Giants to win. We're just not always going to agree on everything we think it's going to take them to win. Or we might have a different opinion on the quarterback or the coach. But at the end of the day, we just want what's best for this damn team. That's really all it is. Larry, who's a legend, gave 20 memberships to the collective last night. He just brought all the bullseyes. 5 of them. Does that mean 5 touchdowns for Jaxson Dart?
I'll take it. I'm looking forward to calling my first Jaxson Dart touchdown. I can't wait. Yeah,
I got a call for Cam Scatterbo too when he gets into the end zone. I want to break that out tomorrow or Sunday. I want to break that out. Cam, get a touch. I got to buy my jersey too. Got to go spend $200 on a jersey. I saw a freaking really cool zip up hoodie that I want, and I need a new Giants hat. And I'm like, yeah, that's $240, and I'm throwing at the Giants. I paid $500 for my ticket for the Giants game, and I got to pay for the parking, and then I got to pay for the beer, and I'm paying for Sunday tickets. So yeah, it's going to cost me $1,000 for those things, and I just do it every year. Stupid Giants. I love them. They kill me, but I love them. I can't help it. I love them. I hate them. I just want them to win, Chris. I just want to win.
I love them and I hate them too. I mean, there's not much of a separation between love and hate. So
you and I have been doing this show since 2018, dude, and we've had one good year. And we always had really good support on this show, and tons of Giants fans tune into our live streams during the game, and we appreciate it. Chris and I would always say, just imagine what it's going to be like when we're good. We'd say it every year. In 2022, we had that year, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I still watch that video that I forgot who made that for us.
Oh, Slurpee.
Yeah, so Slurpee made that video, that like hype video. I still watch it. It gives me chills because I listen to like the thing, and I'm like, damn, we're really good at what we do. Like, we don't get to hear it back.
Yeah.
So hearing it back when we call the game, it's just like, look at the energy we had when this team was really good.
Yeah.
Now we have to bring out toilet paper playbooks and talk about cannolis and whatever else to get through the game. It's tough.
Yeah.
John,
one day, Baddog.
I know. We got a lot, Chris. We still got another 40, 50 years on this earth. We're going to get one before our time is up.
We get at least one. We'll get one.
At least one. Yeah. At least one. I hope you go to the Niner game because I got to hang out with you again.
Yeah.
Beers on me, bro. We got to. We'll get hammered before we go into the game. We'll have a blast regardless. Maybe we'll just hang out in the parking lot the whole day.
Probably be a better view of the game from the parking lot.
John says, "What's going on, fellas? I'm worried about Jax. I hope he doesn't get killed out there. I'm so sick of this dysfunctional crap."
Yeah, you and me both. I'm worried for him, but I'm excited at the same time. Because this is no joke, this Chargers defense. But the fact that Andrew Thomas, I think, is a full go, I feel a bit more confident. I think he's going to look decent. I don't expect him to look like a superstar. I think he's going to look decent, and I think he'll have spurts where you're like, okay, there's the potential, and that's all I want to see. I mean, obviously, I want to see a win. I want him to look like Joe Montana, but realistically speaking, just give me a couple, 3, 4, 5 plays where you show me that, there's a glimmer of hope for, being a franchise quarterback and show some competency throughout the game. That's all I'm hoping for this week from a realistic standpoint.
I'm with you. I just want him to look competent. I want him to look like an NFL quarterback. I want him to make good decisions. Even if he throws a couple of interceptions, I want him to have conviction in what he's doing. I don't want hesitation. I don't want him second guessing himself. Those are the things that really hurt Daniel Jones here. It wasn't so much Daniel Jones's physical limitations, because I still think Daniel Jones has really good physical tools, and you're seeing it in Indianapolis where he's playing with more confidence. He's maneuvering in the pocket and making throws down the field we rarely seen him do here. I know he only has 3 passing touchdowns, but he's just all you got to do is look at the film and just look with your eyes, and he's just way different. He's doing different things. Like, he has a lot of confidence in himself. I feel like Dart has it, though. I think Anthony made a really good comparison when he compared him to Baker Mayfield. I think that type of attitude wins
in terms of his
moxie, not a skill set, but his attitude.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
I like that because I love Baker. Baker's a gamer. Give me all those guys. Cam's a gamer. Give me 11 Cam Scatterboos. Give me 11 Jaxson Darts. You're winning with those guys.
Yeah,
Goofy Gooner. Thank you, brother. Chris and Baddog, not to be dark, but you saw the Giants and they were great. Young fans just see losing and wonder why even wear a jersey. It's sad.
Yeah, well, listen, I get it. I mean, I got to experience in the prime of my life, right when I was starting to drink, legal to drink at 21 years old. That's when Eli really hit his stretch, right? I was born in 85, so that would have been 2006 is when I turned 21. So that was right in the middle of it, right? When I was going out to bars to watch football games. So I get it. I got to experience it probably at the best age of your life before you have real responsibilities. You're young, but you're still old enough to go out and enjoy the game. So it was a perfect timing for me in my life when the Giants were at their best since I've been alive. I get it. For a young fan that's only been watching this team for 6, 7, 8 years, they've known nothing but misery. It'll get better. I don't know when. I don't know how at this point, because I've tried to come up with every way in my head over the last 10 years how to make it better. It's the offensive line, though. I'm going to continue to say that. I'm going to continue to hammer that home until it gets better. Until that gets better, we're not going to be good. Not consistently. And you would think it would have been better by now. We've invested a lot of high picks in it. Still not good. Until that gets good, Giants won't be good.
I agree. And listen, I'm older. Obviously, I was born in 75. I saw 86. I was 11. Not old enough to drink, but no adult responsibilities. I was 15 in 1990. Again, not old enough to drink legally. I wouldn't say that I might not have nipped a little bit here and there at 15 years old. I earned my nickname at an early age. But yeah, man, I experienced that. And then I also got to experience, the Eli Manning years. I saw the LT years. I saw the Manning years. I saw the Strahan years. I've seen the greatest Giants pretty much at every position they've had in the history of this franchise. The greatest receiver, in my opinion, Amani Toomer. I watched his whole career. The greatest quarterback, Eli Manning, I saw his whole career. The greatest player in the history of the NFL, I saw most of his career. I missed the first couple of years, but I saw a lot of LT. I saw Carl Banks'
greatest running back,
Tiki Barber. I saw Carl Banks' entire career. I started watching his rookie year. I saw Mark Bavaro. I've seen the best that this franchise has had to offer.
Greatest offensive line in Giants history we got to see with that Eli team. I mean,
even in 1990, their offensive line was Jumbo Elliott and Doug Riesenberg. It was really Bart Oates. It was like a really good offensive line. It was always predicated on running and defense. And I say it all the time. I feel bad for the younger generation that hasn't seen it and knows nothing but shitty Giants football. It's kind of what my dad grew up with in the middle 60s, through the 70s, which is why I always tell that story that in 86, man, he had tears in his eyes and told me, kid, enjoy it. You don't know when you're going to see it again. He didn't see them win it when he was 11.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, I got to see 4 total. So this is why I get so frustrated. I know what it feels like to win, and it's a damn good feeling. And I want it again. I don't want it just for myself. I want it for these young fans that, like Goonie, why? You know, when he says, why even wear the jersey? Why even root for the Giants? Because all they do is suck. That's tough. And for those guys, more than anything, I want the Giants to be good. I want them to bring home a championship so they know what it feels like. Like Chris said, hopefully it's not too far out, but I don't know how it gets better. And that's what's frustrating.
I know how it gets better. I just don't know if they're going to ever be able to fix it.
We'll do it. Chris, let's do it. Let's make it better. Larry.
The offensive line right, get a coach in here who knows what he's doing, and this team will get good real fast. But you got it. We've been talking about that since we've been on YouTube. It hasn't happened. So
yeah, it's facts. They've had a problem with the offensive line since 2013.
Yeah,
it's been bad. 3 GMs have taken a shot at this line, and it's been awful.
Yeah.
Larry says, well, if the play calling doesn't improve, Dart's going to have to surpass Peyton Manning's ability to call audibles and get the offense going. I think the play calling is going to be okay. I think they're going to – I bet you it's more creative with him. I have a feeling Kafka's going to – you're going to see a lot more creativity.
I think it's as much to do with Andrew Thomas being back and having more confidence in that offensive line as Jaxson Dart being in there. I think they will expand the playbook some. So, yeah, it may not be this week, but I do think you're going to see them be a lot more aggressive on offense as the year wears along, for sure, with Jaxson Dart at quarterback.
Yeah. I still think you're going to see some stuff in this game because this is a team that I think we're not going to line up and beat Los Angeles. We have to trick them. So I think I would like to see Bowen be very aggressive. I'd like to see a lot of run blitzes. Because they want to.
We all hate Bowen in this chat. Every Giants fan hates Shane Bowen, unless you're Shane Bowen yourself, or maybe you're Shane Bowen's kid if you're watching this. But for the most part, we all hate Shane Bowen. I'll give Shane Bowen a little credit last week.
He did a good job.
Shane Bowen was not the reason why we lost. The defense actually got a good amount of pressure, and the defense had 3 or 4 opportunities to create turnovers, and they just dropped the ball or let Pat Mahomes rip it out of their hands.
Agreed.
So last week, he deserved a ton of shit.
I think Bowen did a good job last week.
He deserved a ton of shit the week before. But last week, I'm not going to kill Bowen last week.
No. I like that. I think Bowen learned from his mistake. I think he said, I made a mistake, and he corrected it. And I do agree. The Giants dropped 2 interceptions. Freaking Okereke let Mahomes take a ball away from at the 3-yard line. Can you imagine if we had that ball at the 3-yard line before the half? It's a totally different game.
We might very well win the game.
Exactly. So I do agree. I think that Bowen did a good job last week. It's not like Kansas City blew us out. If our offense could have scored it was like Washington. But I felt like the defense played better. I felt like his game plan was better against Kansas City than Washington. Too much soft zone against Washington, but I felt like he got after Mahomes, and we got to Mahomes a lot. We just couldn't finish the play.
Yeah,
that was the thing. Bowen did a good job. The players did not. That was the way I looked at it. And I killed Shane Bowen.
Yeah,
but you guys know
the week before,
he deserved it.
Well, I'm not going to say the entire game, but that decision at the end of the game was awful. So that is strictly on him. But this past week, I'm not going to kill Shane Bowen.
I agree. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not the biggest Bowen fan, but when he does a good job, I'm going to give him credit. It's what I always do. I'm not just going to bash a guy because I really just bashed him on the performance. It's not like Shane Bowen's terrible. When he calls a terrible game plan, I'm going to call him out on it. When Russ plays bad, I'm going to call him out on it. That's just what I do. But if they play well, I'm going to say they played well. And I thought Bowen called a great game. I thought Kafka's game plan sucked ass, honestly. Yeah. So it's the Giants. One day we're good on defense. One day we're good on offense. Just never the same day.
Yeah.
Massey, thank you so much. He says, who are your standout performers so far? Thibodeau, Banks, Cam seem like contenders. Like 49ers and Ravens want Thibodeau. How much is a fair price for him? Would you trade him?
Would I trade him? I mean, I'm not in love with the idea because I like Thibodeau, and I think, and they still have him under control after this year because they signed him on the 5th-year option. I think Thibodeau, I'm hoping rather Thibodeau is extended, but if Shane's fired, which he certainly could be, that that could go out the window. You don't know. New GM comes in, not his guy. But I'm not in a rush to trade Kayvon Thibodeau. I still think Kayvon Thibodeau is a really talented player. I understand that fans see Abdul Carter and they're like, how are you going to pay Kayvon, Carter, Burns? I get it, but I'm not in a rush to trade.
Figure it out. That's a GM's job. Figure it out.
It's
Philadelphia pays all their guys.
Yeah, it's the most important part of a defense, having a sound pass rush. So I'm not in a rush to trade Kayvon. I think he's looked a lot better this year, a lot better. Granted, it's essentially a contract year, being that he's got a 5th-year extension. If he has a big year, they're going to have to extend him more than likely. So he's more motivated to play well this year, but he's played really well.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to do big moves, and I got to run my little quick ad for shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring the channel. Big Moose says we're 0-0 in the dart era. Let's start now. It's a good way to look at it.
There we go.
Look at it. Let's be 1-0 in the dart era. Let's pull up. Let's shock the world, baby. Let's shock the world. Well, if you guys want to play on Sleeper, if you want to see how good you are with your over-under picks, make sure you go right there. It's the fastest growing app in the world right now. It is a lot of fun. I do it all the time. I'm 1 out of 3 this week. You're going to see my picks in a second. But you guys can get a 100% match deposit bonus by using the promo code Baddog. Links in the description below. Let's hear from the sponsor. 80 seconds to be back after this for the rest of your questions. What's going on, guys and gals? Do you think you know football? Then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick more or less on your favorite players. With more stats than any daily fantasy app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money if your picks win. There's also a couple of really cool things about the Sleeper app. You can place in-game contests, contest voids for injuries. There's only a $1 minimum entry for users. Updated scoring to track your fantasy players' sleeper picks in real time. Entries can be made within 30 seconds. It's really that easy, and you get safe and fast withdrawals. You can check out my picks for the week right over here. And you guys can do the same thing. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and much more to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. And I got a great promotion for you guys. Just use the promo code BADDOG, that's BADDOG, and Sleeper will match your first deposit all the way up to $100. You definitely want to check out the Sleeper app. There's a lot of fun to be had on that. Test your football knowledge and skill, win some money, and let's go Giants.
I like those picks.
I know. You like the picks?
Yeah, well, anytime you versus the Giants, it's great to go over rushing yards for a running back. The only thing that could potentially stop Hampton is if they use, what's his name, the guy they got from the Steelers, Najee Harris a little bit more. Maybe they split the carries, but if he gets a decent amount of carries, Hampton's going over that. What was the other one again? It was 40 rushing yards.
It's got to be over 40 yards rushing. I figure with Dart.
Without Tracy in the lineup and Dart in the lineup, I think that helps the running game because you got to pay more attention to Dart's legs, so it'll open up the RPO. So I like that.
I have Herbert getting 2 touchdown passes.
Oh, he'll get that by the first half. Yeah. So yeah, I like those picks.
I've liked all my picks this year though, and I'm just 1 for 3. So
well, last week you had good picks. It's just that Malik Neighbors
didn't get a touchdown. That's what I've gotten one wrong, and now. With Sleeper, you can actually do a flex where if you pick 3 things, you can bet and get. If you get 2 out of 3, you win too. So.
My mistake, but I forgot Harris got hurt. Najee Harris, yeah. So
that's why, So that's why Hampton.
So I like those picks. And Hampton I loved Hampton coming out. I wouldn't have been upset if the Giants drafted him in the 2nd round if they kept that pick if he lasted that long going into the draft. So yeah, he's going over 50 yards against this defense. We can't stop the run. We can't stop.
I'm glad we got Scat. I'm glad we got him. Our intern, thank you, brother. Can't wait till Twitter's overreaction when Dart doesn't look like prime Peyton Manning his first career start. Well, some people will react like that.
You're gonna get it both ways. You're gonna get it both ways. You're gonna if he has 2 or 3 touchdowns, they're gonna call him Peyton Manning, or if he looks bad, they're gonna call him Dwayne Haskins. Like it's gonna be
right.
Yeah, people are gonna overreact one way or the other.
Twitter's a war zone.
Yeah,
it's a war zone. It is. It's a war zone. I'm there for all of it, though, man. I have a lot of fun on Twitter. I'm getting a lot of followers, too, which I appreciate, man. The Twitter feed is growing a lot, which is cool. Massey, thank you again. Our friend from Dan Under. Finally, how talented is this Giants team? Surely it's best in years. Even Joe Judge never had this amount of talent on both sides of the ball. I agree. I actually mentioned that when I was talking about why Daboll's worse than Judge, and he's the worst guy we've had because Judge didn't have Burns, and he didn't have Carter, and he didn't have Thibodeau. He didn't have Neighbors.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of these guys. So, and he had Barkley, but Barkley was hurt most of the time that Judge was there, as was Jones. Yeah. So I agree. This is why I've mentioned, Chris, that, and again, it's probably not going to happen, but I'm like, I could see a scenario in which they kept Shane and fired Daboll. Because I think
could I see it? Yes. Do I love the idea? No, but could I see it? Yes, I could see it. Yeah, I definitely think Daboll's more in jeopardy at this point than Shane is, but I think they're both in jeopardy. But if you ask me who's more likely to be fired, I would say Daboll at the end of the year right now.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
Definitely agree. Our guy B-Rog, who I'm excited to meet at the Niner game, says, I'm excited for Sunday. I really do think the components for a good team. Dart plus better coaching equals Giant success. The team steps up for Dart, I think. Hopefully.
I mean, it could happen. I was listening to WFN actually today on my way home from work, and they were listing all the New York quarterbacks' debut starts and their stat lines. I think Mark Sanchez threw for almost 300 yards. He had, I think it was 2 touchdowns, they said, or 1 touchdown, but they won the game. Geno Smith had a great debut game. We all know Daniel Jones had a great debut game. So I could see the team getting up for this and being more.
Eli didn't.
Yeah, Eli didn't, which is ironic because Zach Wilson even had a pretty good debut game. So, but I could see the team getting a jolt for this and being up for this. But it was interesting because the vibe you got, at least from the locker room, and who knows, man, but just like from the interviews and the way it was presented by the media, it didn't feel like the team is like ultra excited that Jaxson Dart's the quarterback. And it might be that they're trying to pay respect to Russell Wilson rather, and they're not trying to, shit on him. They realize he's a legend and a leader on the team. But it doesn't seem like the team's like overly enthused that Jaxson Dart's the starter, week 4. But that could change real quick. He throws 1 touchdown, the team's gonna be amped up.
Right. So the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and that's the thing. The Giants, they like our stadiums, I don't feel advantage anymore because fans are so distraught with this team that they sell their tickets. They're like, fuck it, I'm not paying for this. Here, have my ticket. Eagle fans have my ticket. Cowboy fans have my ticket. Chiefs fans, the fact that there was as many Chiefs fans there as Giants fans in our home opener, I think that speaks volumes. I don't know if John Mara sees that. Maybe that's why people want to fly the plane because it's just more of an embarrassment. I mean, that's really what this is about. It's not about Jaxson Dart. They want to let John Mara know we're not happy.
It's clearly not about Jaxson Dart. I just think it's poor timing. Like
it is, but they didn't know Jaxson Dart was gonna.
No, I get it. I just view it as like a waste of money. I'm like, if you're gonna do that,
those guys that do that probably have money to burn anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're trying to really like force Mara's hand, save it till week 11, week 12. Because if Dart goes out there and wins the game, then you're gonna look like idiots.
Yeah, but that's okay. We don't.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
They can look like idiots. Let Dart look good. We don't need to see a damn plane again.
Exactly. Good point.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
JC says, y'all think Mara holds players meetings or Joe to get evaluation and coach? I'm afraid we're going to lose Dexter and Neighbors wanting a trade. If they don't get together, Neighbors probably will not sign back here.
I think they'll get Neighbors signed, provided he stays healthy. After his 3rd year, I think they're going to sign because Baddog in the NFL, like we've said countless times, they would have done the same thing with Barkley, but Barkley got hurt. Barkley would have been extended after 3 years. 100% would have been extended after 3 years. And in the NFL, when a team has control of you through 5 years, which they do for Neighbors when you draft them in the 1st round, it's a game where you risk injury. And he hasn't been a guy that's been alert, hasn't been injured at all. He's had some minor injury problems since he's been in the league. If the Giants offer him top wide receiver money after his 3rd year, I can't imagine he doesn't sign with the Giants. And I can't imagine that the Giants, if he stays healthy, don't offer him that. He's a guy you got to keep around here, Baddog. I don't care how bad it looks right now. He is beyond special. And I think he's a leader too on this team. So they better keep Malik Neighbors. You cannot let him go. Cannot let him go.
I agree. To your other point, I don't think they hold meetings. I don't think they do. No. I don't think there's, which is why it was we did that Giants Collective show, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're blowing it out of proportion. It's not a big deal that the players found out on social media." And maybe it isn't to them, but to me, it spoke more about just lack of communication, and I think that's a major problem, not just with the Dart thing, but in general, because the Giants seem like there's a lot of confusion, it seems, in game day where they're not in the right spot, or they commit a lot of penalties, or they're, when the Chiefs run their punt team out there and then take it off, and the Giants aren't prepared for that. It just seems like there's just not communication between the coaches themselves, the coaches, the players. It just seems very disorganized. And I think that, to me, the players finding out on social media was kind of like a glaring, evidence of we don't really communicate very well here. So maybe it wasn't a big deal to them, and maybe it's not a big deal overall. But again, I don't feel like they communicate enough, and I don't really. To me, it just seems like they're not close, and that goes a long way. If that vibe in the locker room sucks, then they're not going to perform well. If they don't like the coach, or they don't communicate with the coach, or they're distant from the coach. So I don't know, man.
I'm still not sold on the players hate Dable. I'm not sold on that yet, but I am very skeptical of how good of a coach Dable is. I'll definitely say that.
Our guy Demons Row, what a legend. Almost 1 million. My guy's going to have a gold play button.
Awesome.
I'll probably never get that, but he has one. Almost. Why is the media talking about Jaxson Dart is going to lose just because he's rookie? He can light them up Sunday. Nobody got a crystal ball.
Yeah. You're right. That's why we watch. That's the NFL. It's completely unpredictable. I'm just trying to go in with reasonable expectations, but he absolutely could win. It's not like the Chargers or the 2007 Patriots. They're not like this unbeatable team. They've won
another 2000 Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the Chiefs, who don't look great. Their only wins against us in a game that was much more competitive than the final score indicated. They beat the Broncos, who were a playoff team last year, but it was a very competitive game, very close. And they destroyed the Raiders, who are just not a good team, much like us.
The Raiders are terrible. They got blown out by Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, so I could see it being a competitive game, and if that means that we have a chance. You always have a chance in the NFL. There's always a chance. So I'm not picking us, but would I be stunned if we have a chance going late into the fourth quarter? No, it's the NFL.
Yeah. I think part of it is Demons Row. I think part of it is just Los Angeles is a really good team. And I don't think it's like so much against Jaxson Dart. I just feel like they believe the Chargers are a much better team than the Giants, and they are overall. And Jim Harbaugh is such a better coach than Brian Daboll. So things all point against the Giants, but we're the Giants. You never know what you're going to get. And, maybe we do keep it competitive, and Jaxson Dart has a chance to drive him down and win a game at the end of regulation. How cool would that be? How great of a start would that be? Like Daniel Jones did, right? Yeah. That would be great. Hopefully, if that's the case, Jaxson Dart's career goes that way. Jones's went the other way for the most part. Our guy, LA Lou. No one wants to hear this right now, but you have to build for the future with Dart now. Never mind the playoffs. High for 500 and competitive. Yeah, I mean that's why they brought him in there, because it you still want to win, but it's kind of like, okay, you can almost push it back now because you just want to be competitive. You want the rookie to take his lumps and learn a lot and go for it next year.
Yeah.
When you draft a new quarterback, that's usually the sign of we're starting a rebuild. We've been rebuilding for 8 years, but we saw it with Eli. I think the team won one game his rookie year after he came in. We saw it with Daniel Jones. The team won 3 games, whatever it was his rookie year. We weren't good. So yeah, I mean that comes with the territory with most rookie quarterbacks. Not everybody's going to be Jaden Daniels week 1. That's unprecedented. That's like the greatest rookie year in the history of the NFL. Yeah. I'm not expecting CJ Stroud. He was really good his rookie year.
And ironically, he's fallen off since then. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back. I'm still a big fan of his, but he hasn't been the same since his rookie year. And I see Dark ask a question. Would you entertain John Harbaugh if he was fired? I would kick Dable out the door immediately.
Oh my God.
The Ravens are they 1-2?
Yeah, and they're playing Kansas City this week.
They've had a brutal schedule to start the
year. One of those two teams is going to be 1-3.
Yeah. I still think the Ravens make the playoffs, and
Ravens defense isn't very good this year.
No, it's not. But they still got Lamar. They'll find a way to make the playoffs.
They're going to beat Kansas City, though.
They'll find a way to make the playoffs.
I think they'll beat Kansas City, but it's Kansas City.
I'll tell you what, though, Baddog. If Buffalo doesn't win this year, like at this point, Josh Allen's the most talented quarterback in football. I think I still say Mahomes is the best quarterback because every time Allen faces him, he loses when it counts. Until Allen wins at least one Super Bowl, I can't say he's better than Pat. Pat Mahomes is 3 Super Bowls. In terms of talent, though, at this point, Allen's the best quarterback on the planet, in my opinion. You could argue Lamar, you could argue Mahomes. I think it's Allen at this point. But if they don't win a Super Bowl this year, Baddog, you look at the Bills' schedule, I'd be stunned if they win less than 15 games. If Josh Allen is healthy all year.
Easy.
So they're going to have home field advantage throughout the entirety of the playoffs. You're going to have to go to cold Buffalo. Imagine a team like the Chargers having to travel from L.A. to Buffalo to play in those conditions. Like, if they don't make the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this year, I don't know if they're ever going to win a Super Bowl, that team. Like, everything is set up perfectly for them, I think, for the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl this year.
I agree. You know what that kind of reminds me of? I would always think that Aaron Rodgers was more talented than Tom Brady, but Tom Brady was better than Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's a similar. At least it's still early in Allen's career, and who knows? Maybe he wins 5 Super Bowls to close out. But right now, it's hard for me to say. Even though the eye test tells me, Allen is insane, and so is Mahomes, by the way. But Allen's, I think, on another level right now. Some of that may have to do with the fact that Mahomes doesn't have much talent around him, for sure. But I can't put him above Mahomes until he at least wins one. He's got to win one big look.
I agree. And listen, if the Giants can't win, I'm always pulling for Buffalo. Always. They're a New York team at least, you know. And
I've always liked Buffalo. Yeah.
Bono, there's a lot of goats in here tonight, man. He says the greatest thing happened to me today or yesterday. Chris finally followed me on Twitter. Now I feel like a part of the family.
I'm going to be honest, Bono. I didn't even when I go on Twitter, I don't usually look at the names of people who respond. I just respond to comments, and I just so happened to see your Twitter name and it said Bodo. I'm like, oh, of course I got to follow Bodo. He's in my streams all the time, always supporting me and Baddog. So as soon as I realized you're on Twitter, Bodo, I followed you immediately.
Bodo the Godo. He's that's good. Welcome to the fam, Bodo. Now that you are family already.
And we got to get Tomlin. We got to steal Tomlin from your team, Bodo. So I know a lot of Steelers fans are sick of him, but we'll take him.
Listen, if you're sick of him, ship him over here. We will gladly deal with that.
Yeah.
B-Dog, thank you, brother. I'm taking a solo trip on Sunday, and for the first time, I'm going to buy my ticket morning of. Since I'll be by myself, it will only affect me. There you go. There you go. That's the way we had to. That's where you had to do it before. When I was young, you kind of what you did. There was no SeatGeek. There was no StubHub. There was no wherever else you get your tickets. So you couldn't just go online and get them.
I remember going to games as a kid. You would have the scalpers outside the stadium when you would go in. They used to be able to do that. You can't do that now, like you said, with the SeatGeek and everything.
Yep. Yeah, did it all the time. We, 1986, we just drove down to RFK. Watch the Giants and Redskins, and there was a number of times we never bought our tickets in advance going to Yankee games when I was a kid. Now most of the time we sat in nosebleed seats because it was like $4 to sit up there in 1985. But I do remember best seats I ever had. We got from, it wasn't a scalper, maybe he was a scalper, I don't know. I remember him saying, "Where are your seats?" to my dad and his friend. They're like, we're up there. And the guy said, "Listen," he said, "give me $50 for these 3 tickets and let the kid have good seats." And this was 1986. It was actually my dad's birthday. It was Pat Day. And the Yankees lost 18-9. And I remember Lee Lacy hitting 3 homers. I thought Lee Lacy was like the greatest player ever for the Orioles. I mean, the Orioles killed it. Judd Drabeck came out. I'll never get this because the Yankees were down 7-1. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th. I called a Pagliarulo homer. Rain delay, and then on the top of the 7th, the Yankees gave them 7 runs, and they were down 14-6. And but I never got that because it was right above the Oriole dugout. I remember seeing Cal Ripken right there, and I'd never been seeing Don Mattingly and hitting the ball into the net. It was like the coolest thing to be that close to the players when I was a kid. So I always remember that. But
Cal Ripken, and that was when he was in his prime too.
86. Yeah, he was. Eddie Murray was in his prime. The Orioles were good. I swear to God, every time we went, they played the Orioles. I swear.
If I'm not mistaken, Bad Dog, if I'm not mistaken, and Ripken obviously, played forever. The Lou Gehrig streak broke that. His only year he made the playoffs, I think, was his last year in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Ripken,
no,
right?
they won a World Series in '83.
Oh, okay. But he went a long drought without making the playoffs.
Yes.
And then his last out, I think, was against
they were there in '96.
Against the Yankees. I remember he was trying to bust out an infield single, and the Yankees threw him out, I think, to end the series.
Yeah. So he made it a couple of times, but they won. I'm pretty sure they won the World Series in '83, and he won MVP that year. He won Rookie of the Year in '82 and MVP in '83, and that was kind of the end of him going to the postseason. So, Larry says, "Thank you, Larry. We need to make a shirt that says we're some of them content guys." I'd love that. I'm one of them content guys. That would be good.
That I guess that became a big thing, huh? The Bob Papa thing.
Well, I tweeted that out a lot. I was just I didn't
even see it.
Yeah, he said that. He said Bobby Skinner was like he's one of them content. So I just retweeted. I go, hey, I'm proud to be one of them content guys. And I've been using it ever since. I'm just one of them content guys.
I saw the Bobby and Papa feud. I didn't see you doing that. Yeah.
No, I didn't. He didn't say anything to me. I'm just saying when he said, "Is that one of them content guys?" about Bobby Skinner.
Oh, at the beginning when he talked about
started using it to describe myself. Hey, I'm one of them content guys.
Oh yeah.
We're just one of them content guys. I'm nobody. I'm just one of them content guys. So thanks, Bob Pop. We're gonna use that. We're gonna use that for a while now until I get sick of it. But yeah. Age 50, thank you, brother. He says, I know everyone keeps saying DJ is good now, and I'm happy for him. But he won against Miami, Tennessee, and Denver. Denver might be the only hard team, but who knows? They could be like the 2023 Giants that went to the playoffs the year before. Yeah, he's still got a long ways to go.
He's got a long ways to go, but I'm buying in. I'm not buying in that I'm not buying in that he's incredible or that he's on the level of a Josh Allen, but Bad Dog, the guy had 5 starts in his entire Giants career in the regular season where the team put up over 30 points out of 67 starts. He's had 3 starts with the Colts. All 3 he's put up 29 or more. The team has 103 points. I'm buying in that he's a different quarterback with the Indianapolis Colts. I think he's going to have a good year. I'm buying in.
All you got to do is just watch him play. He looks way different.
Yeah.
He looks way different. He looks like Minnesota playoff game Daniel Jones.
Yeah. I'm buying in that he's going to be a border at the very least a borderline top 10 quarterback this year.
Remember that throw he made to I think it was Darius Slayton in that Minnesota game he was running the opposite way and he threw a dime on the sideline. Like, who is this guy? I thought it was it. I thought he figured it out. When they gave him that contract, I'm like, shit, I think that was worth it.
Yeah.
He had us all fooled.
He definitely sold me in terms of his trade. I never thought he was going to be a Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen level quarterback, but he sold me that I believe that with the coaching that I thought we had, obviously Brian Daboll has not been that coach, but after his first year, quarterback guru, the team looked as good as they did. In my head, I'm like, Dan Jones is only going to get better with this guy. Yeah. So he sold me that he was going to improve, and some of that falls on Jones and some of that falls on the coaching staff. But I'm sold that Jones is going to have a good year. And I see that somebody in the chat, I just missed it, mentioned that the Colts have only punted like 3 times. You're actually wrong. The Colts have only punted 1 time all year. And the craziest thing of that stat, Bad Dog, first, I saw this graph today on Twitter where it shows, here it is. Here's the amount of times teams have punted this year. I don't know if you could see it. The Colts are there at 1. Then you got the Panthers and the Dolphins are second at 7. But the craziest thing about that stat, not only are they not punting, they're not turning the ball over. Right. So a lot of times, like when a possession ends, if you're not punting, you could throw an interception, you could fumble the ball. They haven't turned the ball over, and they've only punted 1 time. It's insane. That's insane.
Well, the first game, they scored every drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time they had the ball, they scored.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is absolutely insane. B-Rock, thank you, brother. I say all the Giants fans here in South Florida. So let's find a sports bar and meet up and watch the game. P.S. I have an extra ticket to the 49ers game if anyone wants to go. My buddy backed out. Dana?
Oh, B-Rock, I'm not gonna. I'll give you money for the ticket. I'm not gonna. Maybe I'll take you up. I'm gonna talk to my brother because my brother may want to go to the game, B-Rock. But if not, if I'm going solo, yeah, you're always in the streams. I'll make it a point. But my brother said he may want to go to the game, so I'm gonna talk to him. If he can't go, then I very well might take you up on that offer. I appreciate it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
B-Rog doubling it up. Bad Dog, you might be able to get a government discount on Sunday ticket. I got my teacher discount. It was like $150 for the year. I'm only going to buy it for a month because, like I said, they have 3 games on CBS between now. I'm going to buy it tomorrow, so it'll be September 27th. I'll have it through October 27th, and the next CBS game is November 2nd, which is the game we're going to. So, yeah, I don't think they play on CBS again the rest of the year, so I don't have to worry about it. Nobody preempts them on Fox because the Bills and Jets are both on CBS because it's an AFC channel, and I think that's why that happens. So, yeah, I'm going to bite the bullet.
How much is the month?
It's $85 a month, or it was like I forgot what it was for the year, $245, $265. I was like, I don't need it for the year, but maybe I like it. And if I'm going to have it for a month, it's not just going to be for the Giants. I can watch any game. So maybe I will just say, screw it. And I'll just buy it for the year. If I got to buy it anyway, it's just going to be a trial. And if I like it, I'll keep it. And if not, I'll get rid of it, So, but yeah, I got to do what I got to do. Janice, thank you so much. She says, have you decided if and when you're going to invite A-Rod as a guest in your show? Also, I am so proud of Cam Scadaboo and how he's playing. I pray Dart doesn't get hurt this season.
We all do.
I know A-Rod works on Fox during the postseason, and I know he's a really busy dude. Obviously, the guy owns the Timberwolves and the Lynx, so he's a busy guy. But I do think in the postseason, I might just say, hey, because I'm going to do all the postseason Yankee games, I do all the time, and I'll probably do a post game or whatever. Maybe I'll say, listen, man, if you ever wanted to come on for 10 minutes,
doesn't he do the games though during the playoffs?
That's what I'm saying. He works on Fox, so
yeah,
I don't know. But that was when he was on Fox. That was when he reached out to me the first time.
Oh, really?
That I really like your videos. That you do a great job. You're spot on. And then I started talking when he sent me that thing of him and Jeter talking about the Yankees, and we pretty much said the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, I saw that. I agree with you 100%. And yeah, I've been talking to him ever since. That was how long have A-Rod been following me? 2 months, maybe. Maybe this was July. It was when they were really struggling, so it might have been late July. I think it was right around our birthdays because I was born on the same day as A-Rod. So maybe it's right around our birthdays. It was somewhere in there. It doesn't hurt to ask, but that's probably when I'll do it. Who knows? I doubt he'd ever come on, but shit. I've never had a guy like that go, I'm a fan. It's insane. And I do talk to him a lot. This isn't like
I mean, you're talking about one of the 10 greatest baseball players of all time.
Again, it'd be cool for my channel, but just to talk and he was my favorite player. That's the thing. I was a huge A-Rod guy. When I told my best friend that he follows me, he's like, and you've been an A-Rod guy since day one. And I was. Since 96, he's always been my favorite guy.
His rookie year was 95, wasn't it?
Yeah, but 96, he had the really big year.
That was 350 or whatever.
Yeah, he was the youngest batting title winner since K-Line, and I just fell in love with him that year. I'm like, wow, he's so good. And I just started buying all kinds of Alex Rodriguez cards and everything else. And I followed him every year, since the beginning of 96. And I just really loved the guy.
There was a 3 or 4 year window where I don't know the whole history of baseball, but I would think there was a 3 or 4 year window there where, I don't think it had to have been. That was the greatest era of the shortstop position of all time.
Yeah.
When you had A-Rod, who is the most talented shortstop ever, he didn't play his entire career, of course, shifted to third base. Derek Jeter, one of the greatest, if not the greatest shortstops of all time, and Nomar Garciaparra.
2 batting titles.
Who for 4 or 5 years there was as good as anybody in the game.
Yep.
That was the
372 1 year.
Yeah.
With power.
And you still had Vizquel in that era. You still had Edgar Renteria was a good short. There was a lot of great shortstops.
Yeah.
Even Ozzie Smith towards the end of his career, I think, played in the mid-90s. So
Yeah,
that
Alex
was
Gonzalez, he wasn't that bad either.
Yeah.
So that was really Ripken was like the first really good offensive shortstop. So Ripken was part of that, even though he was getting towards the end of his career.
Harry Larkin?
Yep, Larkin. So that position became an offensive position really in the middle of the late 90s. But I always loved A-Rod. That was my guy. So that's needless to say, I kind of went a little crazy when I saw that he followed me. I was just insane. And then for him to say, you really do a good job, and for him to say a bunch of nice things that he says to me, it's still hard for me to fathom. It just is, So when the haters go, oh, just talking about bad, I'm like, well, Alex Rodriguez says I'm very knowledgeable about baseball, so I'll take his word over some random dude on Instagram. You know what I mean? Bodo, Chris is fibbing. We all went to bars way before.
I did. Legally.
In the 90s, you could get away with it.
Yeah. I remember when I went away to school at Stony Brook when I was like 18 or 19, I was able to chalk my ID and get into bars. You couldn't do that now, but yeah.
You didn't even need it when when I went around out in the 90s, the middle 90s, they didn't even ID you.
Yeah.
They didn't care. John, thank you, brother. Born in 70, fans in 79. Seeing a Super Bowl win in my teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s. I pray the younger generation can experience winning again. Yeah, me too, John.
You and us both. You and me both, John. Man, hopefully sooner than later. I'm getting sick. It's kind of been reversed. Like the Giants used to carry it for me, being that I'm a Knicks and a Mets fan. Now I have a lot more faith in those teams. I want the Giants to get there. Need to get them back.
Like I said, luckily for me, I've had the Yankees for many years. Growing up, I didn't. Like they were good in the middle 80s, but they fell off like in 87, 88, 89, 90. The Giants are really good. And then the Yankees became really good in the middle 90s, and the Giants kind of fell off. They've never really been good together outside of 2000. The Giants were in the playoff, the Super Bowl, and the Yankees won a championship. But since 96, when the Yankees, 94, really, the Yankees have always been really good. They had a couple of years they missed the playoffs. And so I'm so hard on them. I just expect, it's probably unrealistic, but I expect a lot of the Yankees.
I was only 9 in 94, and I was big into baseball then, but I wasn't really a big fan of a team. I was more so like I was a big fan of Tony Gwynn. I was a big fan of Frank Thomas, Jeff Bagwell. So I didn't really get to experience what Yankee fans truly felt like because I was a kid. I was 9 years old. But I could only imagine that year because the Yankees for them, it felt like an eternity. Their last World Series at that point was in the 70s, right?
78, yep.
78. So that year, they were as good of a chance as anybody to win the World Series. Like, I can't even imagine during the strike year what
it killed me. It killed me. I was a year out of high school. It destroyed me. And then worse was the way they lost in 95. That was one of the only times I cried in sadness.
Yeah.
I've cried twice. 94, the Knicks. I remember just bawling my eyes out because I really thought they had game 6-1. And game 7, they were close. It just couldn't get over the hump. And then, yeah, man, freaking Jack McDowell hanging that curveball to Edgar Martinez. It's burned in my brain. Luckily, they went on to win for the next 5 years, and I kind of forgot about it. But at that point, I just cried. I'm like, I'm never going to see this team win. My dad saw a dynasty. My grandfather saw many dynasties. I'm never gonna see them win. I felt bad for Mattingly. I felt horrible for him.
Yeah.
And then everything changed. So
I got a trivia question for you, Bad Dog.
Yes.
Who were the two MVPs in the strike shortened year in 94? Who was the National League and American League MVP? Let's see if you could get it. I'll give you a hint. They both played the same position.
That's tough because Bagwell had a tremendous year, and I would think it's Bagwell. He had like 368 with a shitload of power. Matt Williams had 51 homers. I don't think it was him. Gwynn at 394. I would say Bagwell. Bagwell had the best overall year.
I know the American League MVP, and I'm pretty sure Bagwell was the other MVP in the National League that year.
So he was.
I'm almost certain of that. I'm almost certain he won it.
Not what position he played.
The other MVP.
It's got to be Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas won a ton of.
Got it. Frank Thomas was the other one. Frank Thomas won back-to-back MVPs, 93 and 94.
Yeah. And then he won another one like a 97. He won 3 really close together.
Yeah.
The big hurt.
He was incredible.
One of the best nicknames ever. Lou, thank you, brother. Sean Williams, hardest hitting safety for the Giants.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's the hardest hitting safety ever. I mean, but he was a hard hitting safety. I mean,
Atwater's always the guy that comes to mind for me.
Lonnie Lott, John Lynch.
Yep. Brian Dawkins, as much as I hate him, he was a hard hitter. Atwater's always the first guy I think of. He just killed people. Atwater be arrested for the things he did on the field in 1989. I loved Steve Atwater. Loved him. I actually had an Atwater jersey. I love Steve Atwater. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I just absolutely loved him. I wonder what happened to Steve Atwater, but he was. I just remember him destroying Christian Okoye. Nobody ran that guy. Steve Atwater crumpled that dude.
Yeah,
I loved Steve Atwater.
By the way, I that can't be true. He made the Hall of Fame, didn't he? I see Charles Barkley in the chat said the Big Hurt is an embarrassment. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He's got to be.
He's a Hall of Famer. Absolutely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall.
Yeah.
Age 50. Does Scottaboo make a pass this week, maybe to Dart?
Don't get too cute. We saw what happened last time he got too cute with Bo. Don't get too cute.
I just hope Scottaboo finds the end zone a couple times. But you know what, though? He's not wrong. You might see something like that.
You might. They might get creative.
You might have to. Super Anthony, welcome back to the Dog Pound, my friend. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for becoming a member once again. Super Anthony, the Chiefs way, the legendary Chiefs way. Born in '85. I'm old. You're born the same year as Chris. I'm older than everybody except for Bodo. Bodo keeps me company. Lou's a little older. Bodo's a little older. He says I was in the Navy for 3 years already. Oh, he's saying born in '85. He says, damn, I was in the Navy for 3 years already. Listen to the '86 Super Bowl on AFRTS in the middle of the night, in the middle of the Mediterranean.
Wow.
Watch it a few days later, the tape we heloed aboard. Wow. That's what he was saying. Gotcha. Well, thank you for your service, as always. My dad was in the Navy from 72 to 75. I want to say it was right before I was born. I think it was 72 to 75. So, 72 to 74. Sorry, 72 to 74. He's in for 3 years, but always appreciate our veterans because the veterans, man, it's I'm not doing what I'm doing. These people sacrifice all the time for us. So fight for our freedoms. I have nothing but the utmost respect for our veterans. So appreciate you, Chief.
Yeah,
Tim. Thank you, brother. Starting watching in 2017. Only ever seen misery. Still love his team, though. I'm going to be the happiest guy alive when and if we finally get another one.
We will one day. I don't know when, but we will one day, Tim.
We will. We will. I agree. You might be my age.
The one thing I'll say about the Giants, usually when they knock on the door, they slam it open. They've been to, I think it's 5 NFC title games, and they've won all 5.
Yep, they've never lost.
And they've been to 5 Super Bowls, and they've won 4 out of 5. So usually when they get the opportunity, they close the deal.
They kick the door open and slam it shut.
Yeah.
So we just got to get back there, and then we feel good. Slayer, thank you, brother. He says, hey, Chris and Baddog, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. I've been watching you guys since the 2019 Bucks-Giants game. That was a good one. I was 17. Now I'm 22. I wouldn't be able to make it through Sunday without you.
Hopefully we get a little deja vu with rookie quarterback, debut start, Bucks. Hopefully we get a debut performance. We get a win this week.
We appreciate that because trust me when I tell you, Chris and I would have a hard time making it without you guys too. Some of the comments during the games are freaking hilarious, and they definitely keep us going. Moo. Thank you, bro. Dave kept saying it was his decision. Save Joe.
I think he's just putting it on himself, but it was. I think he said it like 8 different times that it was his decision and nobody else's. But I mean, I guess that's a good thing. You want your coach to take accountability, I suppose. At the end of the day, it was his pick. He was the one that influenced that pick.
Well, I remember Joe Shane said you got your guy.
Yeah, so
you got your guy because.
Now we're gonna find out. Now we're gonna find out. Like all this quarterback guru talk, and granted, I understand it's not ideal circumstances. The offensive line still isn't great. You're a quarterback guru, okay? Let's find out. Let's find out if it was a bunch of bullshit or not.
And you got your guy. No excuses.
I'm watching Daniel Jones, bad dog, through 3 weeks looking like a Pro Bowl quarterback. And when he went to a different quarterback guru with O'Connell, he seemingly cleaned him up like he did Darnold, and now he's killing it for Shane Steichen. So you got your guy, Dable. Put up or shut up time. You got 14 games.
That's right.
Yeah.
Put up or shut up. That's right. There's no, like I said, there's no more bodies to throw in front of the bus.
Yeah.
You're tied to Jaxson Dart. So if that bus hits Dart, it hits you too.
Yeah.
So you there's nobody else to sacrifice. Age 50 says the GM needs to stay in their lane and look for the best players for the team and not tell the coaches how to coach. I'd agree with that.
I don't feel like Shane does that, but yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. I do too.
Yeah.
Super Anthony, thank you, brother. I'm thinking the Giants' talent may be overrated. The talented front seven can't make a tackle or stop the run. No one ever makes a key play. Maybe it gets better, but maybe the roster is just not that good.
They're still not good against the run. That's for sure.
They don't tackle. And that's a big problem.
And McFadden going down didn't help. I mean, we have a big talent gap between, that was our thinnest position on the defense for sure, at the linebacker spot. So when he went down, that didn't help. But even before that, we weren't doing well against Washington in terms of guarding the run. So still a major problem. Leonard Williams, man, I continue to say it. It really made you appreciate. He may not have filled up the stat sheet every year. I know he had one big year where I think he had like 10 or 11 sacks for us, but he may not have been a guy that got you 10 plus sacks every year. But losing him, I think, has a lot to do with why this run defense has been as poor as it has, because our run defense was never horrendous when he was on the roster. Since he's left, we're the worst run defense in the NFL.
They've never replaced him. It helped Dex out too, I think. They were really good together.
Yeah.
They were really good together. JT, thank you, man. I'm going to my first home game this weekend coming from Dallas. Oh, you guys that travel, I feel bad for you. Texas, you got to see my guy Dart take down the – I hope so, man. I hope so. You guys are traveling in to see the game. I really hope you get a good one. I really hope so. I really hope you do. If not, just, like I said, tailgate your face off before the game, and then you can't lose.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. I mean, the last time I went, and it was a long time ago, it actually wasn't a bad game. Pat Shurmur screwed up with the timeouts, and Rosas missed a couple of kicks. Jones played.
God, the timeouts. He used all. Didn't
he use all 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. Oh God, that was awful. That was awful.
But just being able to, like I said, that experience was really cool for me. The game sucked. The Giants were already bad at that point, but being able to meet Chris in person and being able to meet Bones in person and Kid Blue and hang out at the hotel and go to Reds and drink and eat and hang out in the parking lot. That was
I think Metz was there too, right?
He let us tailgate with him. Like, we didn't really bring anything but some beer, and he's like, fucking tailgate with us. I'm like, how much money he wants? Fuck that. Just hang out. And they had it was a great tailgate. It was really cool to meet people that I've known online. And a couple of people recognize me. I know Chris said that he goes, the next time you go down there, a lot more people are going to know who you are.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that rings true. I don't know. We'll see. If we're hanging out together, that'll definitely happen. I'm sure.
We go to. I know Justin does a tailgate. I think every game. So probably swing by there. I think he does a tailgate every game. So yeah, it'd be cool. But it'll be. Oops, sorry, Thomas. Thank you, brother. He says, I'm shocked you guys don't translate all this dysfunction into at least a plausible scenario. People are at war with Dable from inside the building, from Mara to Kafka to Bowen. I think we've talked about the fact that we think Dable's a little bit stubborn and he might rub people the wrong way. I mean, you didn't even mention the strongest evidence that he's stubborn. The Wink Martindale. I mean, there was clearly dysfunction reported after the fact. Now, we stood up for Dable at the time because he had just won Coach of the Year a year prior, so we didn't feel like he was the primary problem. But yeah, there's been dysfunction reported with Brian Dable. At the end of the day, you can't stick up for Dable at this point. The team's won 1 out of their last 15 games. Like, it's impossible. He still has a chance to redeem himself. He's getting Jaxson Dart. Well, maybe the team wins 6 or 7 games and Dart looks great and you have a better outlook going into next year. But right now, you have to think Dable's on the way out unless this team really turns it around.
Yeah, agreed. They need to do a complete 180 or he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Thomas, thank you again, man. He says, 1 week the offense sucks. Next week it's the defense. We know Dable's offensive philosophy. Why are they doing the opposite? That's something we talk about all the time. The Giants can't play a complete game, Tom. They just can't. The offense was great against Dallas. Dallas sucks, but our defense was awful. And then the defense plays halfway decent. I feel like they played their best game against Kansas City. We can't find the damn end zone, or we don't have a kicker. Whatever it is, they can't play a complete game, and it's very frustrating. The only thing I can say with Dable's offense is, again, maybe Russ's limitations, being able to go over the middle of the field, really hurt him. And again, there's no excuse now. He's got his guy.
No excuse. No excuse. Yeah.
The guy that he should have built his game plan around.
No excuses. Daniel Jones was not good outside of 4 or 5 games in his rookie year, but in the 4 or 5 games he was good. He looked great. Mm-hmm. Shermer was able to make a rookie quarterback look great in less than ideal circumstances. Dable, you're a quarterback guru. I need to see 4 or 5 glimpses of a great quarterback for me to have any hope that you're somebody I want to push forward with as a head coach. Period.
Great. One of those great games Jones has at the Jets game.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was great. And I'll always go back to the 2019 video when I was a little tipsy. I had a lot to drink that day. People like, when they watch that video, they're like, Bad Dog, you're happy. I'm like, yeah, a lot of beer will do that. I had like 12 beers at that point, and this is what it is. But I said right in there, I said, Daniel Jones having a hell of a game. I said, if we can never get an offensive line around this kid and get him a real coach, he's going to be dangerous in the NFL. Well, he never had that here. He never had that here. Go to Indianapolis. Oh, he got a good line. He's got a good coach. Oh, shit. Look what happened.
It's not rocket science, Bad Dog. It's not rocket science.
No, it's not. Bear, thank you. Do you think Abdul Carter's over? No.
It's too early. It's too, and I get it. And I expect an immediate impact. He's the 3rd overall pick. I think he was the most talented player in the draft. I still think he's going to be great. And it's not like he's been worthless. There's things he's got to get better at.
He's got to finish plays.
Tackling has been not good. Obviously, he's had 3 or 4 crucial missed tackles. They're kind of moving him around, and I think the Micah McFadden injury has something to do with that. They're playing him more maybe at the inside linebacker than they initially anticipated they would do. But I think he's definitely shown glimpses. He's a rookie. I think by year's end, you're going to feel a lot differently about him. I just think he's too talented, Bad Dog. I do think he's going to come on as the year progresses. He's too talented.
Noah.
We'll see.
I agree, though. I think Carter's going to end up with a big year. He just got to finish plays. He's there. He's a disruptor, but he's got to learn to finish these plays. He's got to learn. These NFL guys are not college quarterbacks, man. They're stronger. They're faster. They make plays. They get out of tackles. You got to really concentrate on bringing them down. You can't just feel like I got the guy and I'm going to pull him in. It's not that easy. I think he's got to learn, and I think he will. He's still incredibly talented. There's way too early to say he's overrated, but he definitely has to get better at finishing plays.
Yeah.
Noah says, good morning from Coyote. Go Giants. Thank you, Noah. I don't know where that is, but by the thumbnail, it looks like it's in the distance.
Well, if he said morning, it's not near me.
Right, it's overseas.
So,
I don't know. We appreciate you watching, brother. Mike, thank you, man. You guys ever listen to WFAN radio? I don't usually. It's crazy.
We're calling the game.
We're
calling the games. We can't listen to it. Yeah.
It's crazy many times Papa has to correct Banks on his bad takes and wrong calls, and he calls other people. Well, Banks didn't call us content guys. Papa said he wanted them content guys. Banks didn't say. Papa said that. But
maybe he meant that in reverse. Maybe he meant that Banks. I don't know. I don't listen to them, so I
don't either. Yeah,
not I don't. I hate them. I like listening to the replays sometimes of Bob Pop. I think he's got a great radio voice, but I'm calling the game, so I don't.
Preseason games we listen to them because they're the voices we get on television.
Yeah.
We get Banks and Papa, so I've definitely, but I've had to listen to them on the radio, and I think they do a good job. But I don't. It's been a long time since last year the Eagles and Giants are not televised up here, and I had to listen to it. Chris, you didn't even do the game. Like something happened where you couldn't do the game, and it didn't matter anyway. And I just listened to it. But it was such a shitty game. I don't really remember. I don't even know why I listened to it. I tuned out for half of it. So I don't know that, to be sure. By the way, though, Mike, I love your thumbnail.
Oh, of course.
I love it.
Of course.
I love that. You guys want to laugh? Last week, this pricky asked me to christen this kid. Yeah, 7,000. I charged him. Great. That's what that's from. I love that. Great. One of the greatest movies ever. Dashy, thank you, brother. I hate to be a bearer of bad news, bad dog Yankees fans, but y'all got CB. I'm not worried about it. We already destroyed the Orioles. Well, I'm not worried about it. We're going to sweep the Orioles, Dashy. Tampa's going to win a game, and the Yankees are going to win the division. CB Buckner can't stop Aaron Judge. Duncan, welcome back to the Dog Pound, my friend. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Jaden, thank you, brother. Chris, I can't believe the Mets, man. So sad.
I mean, I expected this, so I'm not stunned, man. I've lived through many Mets collapses, so I'm not stunned. I'm not stunned.
There's always room on this team. We always have room for you. If you ever get really sick of just watching losing because the Giants let you down and the Mets are supposed to be good, but they never get all the way. You're more than welcome.
Now the Mets have had some magical years. They just haven't finished the job. The 2015 Mets was a carpet ride. It just ended in a catastrophic crash.
Yeah.
The 99 Mets were great. The 2000 Mets were great. The 2006 Mets were great. They've had great years. They haven't finished the job. But I experienced the 07 collapse, the 08 collapse, two of the worst collapses in modern baseball.
That was awful.
Back-to-back years. So I'm not surprised. I'm used to this as a Mets fan.
The Mets. That's what I said. You can always come over here. It's World Series or bust over here, though. We don't take solace in getting there. We have to win. So it's a little bit tougher over here. You got to be really hard on this team, and you got to bash whoever chance to get. And then I just wanted them to win World Series, so I can go, oh, I was wrong. I said they never win with Boone and Cashman. I was wrong. I'm happy I'm wrong. Thank you. Championship number 28. Bring it home. Well, at least we got the Knicks, right? They should be.
They should be the finals this year. No excuses.
The savior. Yeah, the Liberty won, right? The Liberty's still in the playoffs. They were.
I don't know.
I think.
Well, I know that they were in the semifinals. I don't know if they're still in it though. I haven't been keeping.
They should be then because they beat the first team they played. I think the semifinals are just starting now. So
yeah. So then they're still in it then. Yeah.
Age 50 says the New York Giants are the only team to win a Super Bowl in the last 4 decades. We need to continue. I agree. I hope so, brother. 17 years. 17 years between. So 2027. Break it out. Break it out.
Liberty are out. Somebody said in the chat. So okay.
Alex says, "What up, guys? I'm 19. The best I know is Odell, Saquon, and see. I feel bad for Alex. I feel bad because
tough age to be a Giants fan.
It is. All I can say to these kiddos, and 19, you're really not a kid.
Just imagine being a New York football fan in general that's around that age.
I know. I mean, Jets don't do any better either.
Even the Jets, like years ago, were competitive at some points, right? I mean, you had the Rex Ryan years, you had the '96 Jets with Testaverde. Pennington had 3 or 4 years where they were a really good team. But the Jets have the longest playoff drought in all 4 major sports. I think it's been 17 years. So this New York football in general has been awful for anybody that's like age 20 or younger. It's been awful.
So for you younger guys and gals, I hope I really want you to see a winning season. You deserve it. It's like I said, it's tough for me going through it, but I do remember I remember all 4 years. They're all special in their own way, and there's nothing like winning a Super Bowl. It's just, as a fan, it's really cool. If they get into the playoffs this year, I'm breaking out the cinnamon rolls again. We're gonna try it. Cinnamon rolls worked in 2011. We're going for it again. I'll throw my diet away for the Giants for that day. Bodo's, I've been drinking more beer on Sunday, and I don't normally do that, but I've having like a beer every freaking game. I need something. But I haven't had any scotch, so I guess it evens out.
Yeah, no victory scotch. Yeah.
No, from now on we lose, it'll be a loser beer. We'll just drink a losing beer instead of
if you drink every time the Giants lose, you're going to become an alcoholic. So don't do that.
That's true. Well, one beer is the same as a glass of scotch. It's the same. Bodo says a little older. Okay, I was 10 years old when you were born. You didn't miss much. Oh, my God. Bodo's a legend. Ronald, long time no see, brother. He says, just got here. Missed you guys. Games are hard to watch.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. They're tough to watch. Danchi, thank you again, brother. Bed on Chris. Question for both. Does bacon belong on a pizza? You can put bacon on anything.
I personally would never order it, but if somebody ordered bacon on a pizza, I would eat it.
I've definitely ordered bacon on a pizza.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that do. That's not my go-to. But I can eat it. It's meat. At the end of the day, you can put any kind of meat on pizza, and it's fine.
Meat lovers pizza, bacon, sausage, meatballs, ham, whatever. Not ham, pepperoni. Sorry,
I'm pretty traditional when it comes to pizza. I'm usually getting pepperoni. That's usually my go-to. That's usually what I get.
I like mine is definitely meatballs and green peppers. That is my go-to. But sometimes I like to throw a curveball. Bacon jalapeno is pretty good too.
I like mushrooms and meatballs. I think that's a good combo.
Sausage and peppers, mushrooms, whatever. Pizzas. I love pizza. I could eat pizza all the time. It's amazing. But bacon belongs in anything. You got bacon on a hamburger, bacon on a hot dog, bacon in your omelet.
I don't think I have you ever had bacon on a hot dog?
I haven't, but I should try it. Might make the hot dog.
It would probably be good. I've never even thought about that.
I have now that I mentioned it. I just threw it out there. But bacon on steak. I've had bacon wrap filet mignon, bacon wrap scallops, bacon wrap shrimp.
Yeah,
bacon.
I've done that. Yeah.
Bacon might be one of the greatest things on the face of the earth.
It's hard for bacon not to go with most things. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Ronald, thank you again. Every player that leaves looks infinitely better. Good becomes great. Great to stars and stars to MVPs. We haven't developed a player in 10 years. I've said that all the time.
Well, it's not just that. It's the players that come here get worse too, for the most part.
Yeah, they all regress.
I mean, maybe you could point to one or two, like Illuminor. Maybe he's probably at least on par with what he was before he got here. And you could, if you really look, you could probably find a
Burns.
But Burns was good with Carolina too. It's not like he was
bad.
He
hasn't regressed. He has
regressed. Yeah, he's kind of met the expectation. So, but most players we bring in here get worse. So it's both when they come in and when they leave. They get better when they leave. They get worse when they come in.
It's a matrix over here. It's terrible. B-Rock says, I heard Denard Wilson was a front runner for the coordinator job, but Brian Dable said no to Denard hiring his own staff. From what we've seen, his pressers, stubborn is an understatement. I think he's stubborn. Yeah. Adriana said it best. He seems like a my way or the highway type of guy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think that's definitely been the perception of him since he's gotten here for the most part. I mean, it started with Wink, and that seems to have continued. And don't remember the Kafka thing where he took over play calling duties in the middle of a game. Yep. So yes, that's been widely reported that he's a bit of a jerk at times, for sure. And I mean, that's a lot of coaches, if we're being honest. But when you're not winning, it gets amplified. So
yeah, he's feeling a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
AJ, thank you, brother. Favorite Bourne movie with Matt Damon?
To be fair, AJ, I'd have to rewatch them. I remember thinking, if 5 is the most recent one, I remember thinking the 5th one was bad. But wasn't he not in the most recent Bourne movie, AJ? Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I've never seen a Bourne movie, so I couldn't.
The original Bourne movie is my favorite, but the first 3 are all good, if I recall. But the original one's my favorite. Some of the best action scenes I've ever seen are in that movie. By the way, movie I can't wait to see tomorrow. I'm seeing it tomorrow with my brother. It's getting incredible reviews. Is the new DiCaprio movie. I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but everybody's saying it's like the best movie in the last 5 years. So I can't wait to see that tomorrow. I'm seeing that tomorrow. So if anybody's seen that in the chat, let me know.
I'm trying to think of my favorite Matt. There's 2 that I really like. I like The Departed. It was really good.
Oh, you got to go Good Will Hunting too.
I think Rounders. I love Rounders. It's such a. I just love it. It's such a flawed movie, but I love it. I've seen it a million times, and every time he doesn't play those Kings, it pisses me off. When Worm deals him the rolled up Kings, I'm like, why didn't you just bet the house on that and then get up and go? So I got to go and let Worm do his thing instead of sitting. When you saw that he was going to cheat, you should have known. Let me play this hand and get out.
No, that's definitely Rounders is definitely up there. But Departed, Rounders, and Good Will Hunting. Have you seen Good Will Hunting?
I have seen Good Will Hunting. Yes,
I love
that. With Robin Williams, right?
Yeah, with Robin Williams.
No, it's a good one.
Kashif says One Battle After Another. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. It's getting an incredible review, so I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow.
My guy Mike, I amuse you how? Like a clown? With my clown? I'm here to fucking amuse you? Huh? Tommy, get the fuck out. I almost had him. We're a little worried about you, Hendry. You might fold them to questioning. Thanks.
I still laugh. I mean, My Cousin Vinny, we talk about it all the time. One of my favorite comedies of all time. But
Yes.
I still die of laughter every time I see Joe Pesci in My Cousin Vinny jump up and punch the guy.
Yeah.
He jumps like 4 feet in the air and punches the guy.
Yep. It's such a great movie. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty. Dang, he says Dable eats pineapple pizza with a barbecue.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
He's down to 3 slices though because of Ozembic. JT, thank you, man. He says, did you guys hear about Dart calling Dable at 1 a.m. last night, asking him what were we going to do to fix the red zone offense? He wants to win. Rare for us. I did hear about that. Listen, that red zone offense keep you up at night as a quarterback.
From what I thought I
10 hours.
The 10 hours today, right? Tuesday, rather. They spent 10 hours talking with one another.
You know what that's like? That's like when you first start dating a girl and you can't stop talking to her.
Perfect comparison.
Because the relationship is brand new. And then as you've been together for a while, it's like, all right, hon. Yep, bye.
Yeah, perfect.
No, this one. I always say the song Usher was back 2001. 2001, 2002 was somewhere in there. I think it was 2001. He had that song, You Got It Bad. And I always say that was like my first, when I think of my wife, that was like the first song I think of because that is exactly how I felt. Like you hang up and like, got to call right back. Or you're out with your friends and can't stop thinking about the girl. Can't.
Yeah.
And that was like our first song. And I'm still with her all these years later. How she hasn't killed me yet, I don't know. But, she 25 years is a long time. And then, of course, we had the newest one probably is Mirrors by Justin Timberlake because that's kind of what we kind of mirror each other. So that's just funny how you, in a relationship for a long time, how you just remember things from when you started. But that's what I equate that to because when you first start dating, you never stop talking.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, as you go on,
Give Dable 6 or 7 weeks and Dart will never want us to talk to him again.
Right, let's get the honeymoon phase over with and let's see where it goes from there. Can they have a long-lasting marriage like I have, or will it fall apart early on? We'll find out. If he sucks, it's going to be tattered. If it's good, it'll be good.
Hopefully, it's
good for a successful marriage between those two because it'll be good for all of us.
Be nice.
Bodo, thank you. Bacon on Kevin Bacon? Cannibalism. Try it.
Love Kevin. He doesn't do a lot of movies anymore, but I do love Kevin Bacon. Love Kevin Bacon.
Friday the 13th original was his debut.
His first movie.
First movie ever. Favorite Kevin Bacon? Oh, he's in a lot of good ones.
My favorite, off the top of my head.
Few Good Men.
Few Good Men's epic. He's not a main character, though, in Few Good Men. He's kind of a side.
That Goes is one of my favorite Kevin Bacon films.
I don't know if you've seen this one. I love it. Clint Eastwood movie, Mystic River with Kevin Bacon.
I think I did see that. Was that like the early 90s?
I would say late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different one.
Kevin Bacon, Lawrence Fishburne, Sean Penn.
I did see that. Yeah. I have. It's a good one. I've seen that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What about Footloose?
Footloose, great. Tremors, great. There's a good classic, Tremors.
I love Stir of Echoes. I think it's an underrated movie.
Yeah.
I really like Stir of Echoes. AJ, thank you so much. Every game from now is meaningless. Identity was my favorite as well. The 5th one had Damon. The 4th one had Renner, which was my least favorite.
I was thinking of the 4th one with Renner. I didn't see the 5th one because I think I checked that after the Renner one. So maybe I should check that out, AJ. I didn't see the 5th one.
There's a bunch of Footlooses in here.
Yeah.
My guy Chubby! Big shout out to Chubby. Chubby's a legend. Yeah, there's Footlooses back to back. Look at they know their stuff. Flatliners. That was a keeper Sutherland. I forgot about that one. There's a lot of Kevin Bacon fans in here.
Yeah.
God, this is just we're gonna get out of here soon because we kind of ran over.
Yeah.
I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy, the ride at Disney World on my phone today because I'm like fiending to go on it. As a guy that was, I still don't like gigantic roller coasters, but I have conquered my fear of like roller coasters. Like I went on a lot the last time I was at Disney World, like a lot that I would have never went on. And I'll never forget the first time I went on that Guardians of the Galaxy ride. It did, like I watched it on YouTube and I'm like, I can do this. And when it flung me back at the beginning, the first 5 seconds, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And 10 seconds in, I was in ecstasy. And I just can't wait to go back on it. It's so good.
My mom just got back from going to Disney World like a month ago with my brother. I didn't go. They went. And she said that is the closest you'll ever feel to going to space is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's so fucking awesome. Just watching it, because I same thing. They have like 8 or 9 different songs they play. The first time I got Disco Inferno, which blows, but they have I Rant. And that's one of my favorite songs ever as a guy that grew up in the early 80s and was a big Flock of Seagulls guy. And I just kept saying, God, I want I Rant. I just want I Rant. I want to get I Rant. I want that song. So when you go back initially, when the ride starts, you hear the song as soon as it goes back. And I heard that first like guitar strum and I'm like, yes, I just went crazy. And the people in the car are like, what the hell's the matter with this guy? I was so happy. That song made it so much better because Flock of Seagulls is space.
Have you seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. But
the Guardians of the Galaxy movie is one of my favorite soundtracks in movie history. The first Guardians of the Galaxy, the soundtrack is incredible. There's so many songs that I didn't even know of that I listened to during the movie, and now I play them all the time. Yeah, you. Especially being that you grew up in the 80s, you would love the music in Guardians of the Galaxy. You would love it.
That ride is so awesome. As I was just watching, I get chill. It's weird how it's so exhilarating. It's such ecstasy for me. And then I went on Tron. I would have never went on Tron in a million years. I went on Space Mountain. I went on Hagrid's motorcycle. I went on the Penguin shuttle at SeaWorld. Like I would have never done that stuff. And now I'm just like, I love it. It's just crazy, man. It's just that Guardians of the Galaxy ride opened up my eyes to a bunch of different stuff. And I'm like, I can actually go on roller coasters and not die. But I'm like not going on the Mako that goes like 100 miles an hour and it goes straight down 100 feet. That's not my cup of tea. Or anything that goes upside down and gets sick. But yeah, I got off topic there. But seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy thing made me think of that.
I could talk about movies all day, so I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah. Andy says thoughts on Jaxson Dart.
I'll give you my thoughts a Sunday at 4:30 p.m. We'll see what he looks like.
Yeah. Let's hope he's good, man. Bodo says, peace out. Love you guys. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. See, Irish Rover's in the house. He's a legend as well.
Of course.
Yeah, right. Oh, no, Abe says, I grew up in the New Wave era, the early MTV days, and I am a New Wave guy, man. Flock of Seagulls, Duran Duran, they were New Wave. I'm trying to think of what the hell else was New Wave back then. There was a bunch of them, like Split Ends was New Wave. I'm not Blondie. Missing Persons, that was New Wave. Like I was a big New Wave fan. I loved that music. AJ Henry says, Baddog, you got to watch all the Bournes. They're on Prime. I don't have time to watch them.
You would like the Bournes. I would think you would like I mean, I don't know if you're into like spy action, but if
I like action movies.
Yeah, you would like the Bournes are good. I mean, I personally favor Mission Impossible to it, but I'm also a huge Tom Cruise fan. But the Bourne movies are great. They're good. Yeah.
Thompson Twins. Hold Me Now. That's a great one. All right. 5 Point Vids in the house. What up? There's a silver play button guy.
There we go.
He's part of the Clickbait podcast with the biggest guys, Grossi, Scooter Magruder, and Brandon Perna. Perna's the only one of those guys I have not worked with. But I remember working with 5 Point Vids and Urinating Tree, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm working with these guys. I'm like, I must have made it at this point when I got there. But why do we suck so bad?
Coaching, player development, talent
evaluation, penalties, injuries, you name it.
Yeah,
and that's why we suck.
Yeah.
Thomas Dole, but yeah, I don't want to get into 80 stuff because I'll be here all night if I do that. So let's get out of here. Big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring the channel. Again, if you guys haven't done so, check out Sleeper. It is the fastest growing sports app in the world right now. It's picking over under on player stats, going up to 1,000 times of cash. $1 minimum entry fees, daily fantasy on college football, college basketball, WNBA, NBA, all that good stuff. If you have a player get injured, they void your contest. And there's just a lot you can do. It is a lot of fun. And if you're going to do it, make sure you use that promo code BADDOG. The link's in the description below. Use the promo code. You get a 100% match deposit bonus all the way up to $100. So listen, you've already won if you sign up and use that code. So make sure that you guys and girls do that. And Chris, anything else to say before
I appreciate all you guys for being here. I always love coming on here, talking about the team, just bullshitting, talking about sports in general, movies. Always have a lot of fun talking with you guys. Looking forward to calling the game on Sunday. We get to see Jaxson Dart's first start as a New York Giant. Hopefully it's the first start of 20 years worth of starts. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping he's the next franchise quarterback, but we'll find out. I mean, maybe 20 years might be a bit long. 15 years. 15 years. Give us what Eli Manning gave us. But looking forward to, seeing what Dart's got going up against Harbaugh, the Chargers, my preseason Super Bowl pick. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we got. As far as the Chargers go, I think they're legit. I mean, Herbert has hit another gear for me. And in the couple of Chargers games I've gotten to see, because they've been on primetime, I think twice. I saw him in the Brazil game against the Chiefs. And then I think he had another primetime game, and he looks like he's hit another gear from what I've seen this year. They're gonna be tough. Quentin Johnson he's got 3 touchdowns this year. He's not dropping balls. They got the running attack with the young running back.
Allen looks rejuvenated.
Yeah, Joe Alt's fantastic. So they're gonna be tough, and they got a good defense.
Well coached.
Well, yeah, as good as you could be from a coaching standpoint. So. Gonna be a good test for the Giants, and we'll see how we stack up.
Without question. But definitely looking forward to the game Sunday. We'll see what Dart does. I'm biting the bullet and buying Sunday tickets so I can watch this. And I don't know what to expect of Dart. I just hope it's different. I hope that he does, even if they lose, I hope he looks competitive. I hope he looks like an NFL quarterback. I hope he plays well, and we could at least build off a performance by Dart. I want Dart to be the quarterback of the New York Giants until I'm retired.
That'd be nice.
That's what I want. I'm about 10 years out.
And Bookend says Jim is a quarterback whisperer. Kaepernick. It goes beyond Kaepernick. College with Stanford, of course, with Andrew Luck. Then he comes to the pros. He turns around. Alex Smith, who was the first overall pick and was a complete bust.
Yep.
His first 6 or 7 years in the league turned him into a Pro Bowler. Then he brings Kaepernick to the Super Bowl. Had Kaepernick playing like a Pro Bowler for about 3 years while he was there. Obviously did great things with McCarthy. Won a national championship at the collegiate level. And now he's got Herbert looking better than he ever has. So, yeah, that's why I wanted him so bad in 2020 when the Giants had a coaching opportunity, because he has a long track record of maximizing the quarterback position. So, he's a quarterback guru. He's just a great football coach.
I can't believe we didn't bring him in here.
Yeah.
Another mistake by John Mara. Good job. Anyway, with that said, we're getting out of here. Enjoy your weekend. Tune in on Sunday. It's going to be on Chris's channel. You don't want to miss it. Jaxson Dart's first start. Hopefully we can get a win. And like I said, enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you Sunday. For entertainment, it's a bad diggy dizzle. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. And we are out. Peace. Let's go, Jaxson.